salutations. I would like to welcome everybody back and some of you for the first time to the Full Sport Press Podcast, the premier sports podcast for the consummate sports fan. And this is your one-stop shop for all sports-related news and topics. I am Jay Ho.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
Weezy in the building. Say what's up, Weezy.
What it do? What it do? What it do?
Coach Lock back in the building. Say what's up, Coach.
What's good? What's good, fellas? Y'all all right?
Man, episode 315, man. We back quarantined up. Everybody looking very quarantine-ish. Most definitely. Listening to Coach Lock, I had shaved my mustache, trimmed it down. Then he had me looking like a Dominican outfielder with no mustache on our live for a couple of weeks.
Hey, but I told you, it'll grow back.
It's back. It's back. It is
practice
back.
again. Practice again now.
Yep.
Practice makes perfect.
Weezy look like he don't even need a haircut. Oh, you popping.
Weezy good.
Yeah, Weezy good in the hood, any hood.
Yeah.
And Jeff, now Jeff,
yeah,
you in the same boat as me, my brother.
I've seen better days.
Man, listen, I was telling you in pre-production, I looked myself in the mirror and said, kind of ugly right now, dog. I wasn't even no kinder to it. I'm ugly, dog.
You don't feel good about yourself right now?
Well, yeah, I'm a very confident person. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit.
But, yeah, man, I feel, it's a little rough.
So this is the question.
Sad.
If this quarantine if you knew tomorrow for sure that it was 100% clear, could you go anywhere without going to the barbershop first?
Yeah. No. As long as I got a hat. Man, you talking about it with a hat? Hell no. Hell no.
I ain't going. I can't go nowhere. The quarantine's over tomorrow. My first stop is the barbershop. First stop. First stop.
Yeah. See, this is the thing. It feel like something is in my nose. It's mustache. Yeah. See, the devil is a lie. This will stop today. I'm getting this shit. Rid of this shit.
Going back. I'm going back outfielder.
Yeah, I'm going back to my Dominican outfield days for sure. Miguel Cabrera. Episode 315. We are bringing the 2020 NFL Draft to a close by determining the winners and losers of the draft.
FSP style.
You damn right. Everybody in unison. Always.
All together now.
Yeah, for sure. Better damn know it, man.
Better damn believe it.
Let's kick it out. Best of the week, Jeff. What you got?
Man, my best of the week is the Wale Sue Me video. That's a artistic achievement by young Wale Lauren. Like I know it's not a hip hop show. I'm not gonna stay on it too long, but that's a great video. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's worth the 8 minutes of your day. Definitely check that out.
Real quick question about that, Jeff. Why I think, in my eyes, it was also my best of the week, but I'll switch it to something else, which is always great too. Why isn't this video getting the same critical acclaim that Childish Gambino's "This Is America" video? Because it's a better video than that.
I honestly don't know.
Because there's no killing in it.
No, I know. I know why. Childish Gambino is more of a he's more of a not pop, but more known to the masses. He's more commercial. He's more commercial than Wale. So you have those commercial people that are gonna push him out a little more and push the video more. If Wale was a more commercial rapper per se, like him, I think the video would be getting more pub.
I got you. 100%. What you got, Weezy? What's your best of the week?
Oh, my best of the week, man. Drake dropped a little mixtape or whatever it is. It sounded. I like it. I needed that. I need some quarantine Drake during this quarantine season. I needed it. I made a he sent me an email saying he was gonna drop something. He came through for us, boy.
Came through, yeah. What would you give it on a scale of 1 to 10?
Right now, about an 8. I think it's better than More Life.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on another show. Most definitely. What you got going on, Coach? What's your best of the week?
Man, seeing all the kids from Nashville get drafted and the players from TSU, Tennessee State get drafted in NFL, man.
Yep.
I know on the page we posted that the state of Tennessee as a whole had 8 players get drafted, which was like maybe 4th or 5th when it comes to states out of the whole country. Of course, your Floridas, your Texas, places like that are more known for football per se. They had more, but to see Tennessee getting the more recognition for sports is starting to, really get our respect for the city and for the state.
Yeah. Do you think basketball will get that type of recognition soon?
Yes, I think it will start to rise. I don't think it'll be as high as football yet, but eventually I think it will. We got the young boys like Brandon Miller, he's number 6 in the country now, I think.
He is.
So that's a big, that's a big ranking coming out of the state of Tennessee. That's something we don't see a lot. Last player we had like that was Darius, as far as being ranked that high.
Yeah, most definitely. My best of the week is Jordan Bell, a TSU football player that lost his leg in a motorcycle accident. He received a surprise visit from the entire TSU athletic department as he got released from the hospital home. So Godspeed to that young man as he is on the road to recovery. But it was cool seeing all the coaches come out and giving him a round of applause, coming up, shaking his hand, seeing how things are going, considering the fact that everything he went through, man, over the last couple of months. So shout out to Jordan Bell, man. Prayers going up to him and his family. Most definitely. Worst of the week. Jeff, what you got?
Man, so, we talked about it a little bit, as the show got going. Hair's not, looking great right now. So we're trying to do some hat shopping. You know what I mean? My hat selection is very limited because I normally don't really wear the hat.
Right.
So I ordered a snapback or two. Got them. Tried them on. I guess they just don't make snapbacks size 8 fitted favorable, though. Like, they don't make them friendly for us. So, yeah, so do better, people who make snapbacks. I want to support. I want to be somebody who wears your label, but I wear a size 8 fitted. Got to help me out a little bit.
Would they need to make an 8.5 or something?
No, I can wear 8 fitted, but the snaps don't go to 8.
So, yeah, I mean, that's my fault. Yeah, so they need to expand to a size 8 in snapbacks, is what you're saying.
Yeah, just do. I don't look like an idiot with wearing a snapback with no snaps. You know what I'm saying? Like it's, I can do it that way. You know what I mean? Yeah. Then I got hair now. Like, come on, bro, help me out. I'm trying to wear your joint. Now I'm sitting hats back because y'all don't want to make them friendly for me, man. So
that's what I was gonna ask, Jeff. Is it because of the quarantine cut that they don't fit, or when you get your chop, will it fit then? Will the hat snapback fit then?
I don't know. I'm not a big hat person. I don't even own a snapback. So you know what I'm saying? Like, any hat I have has probably been in my closet for this is the newest hat I got. It was a gift because you know what I'm saying, a work gift. People knew I like to build. So other than that, yeah, it's rough for me. Yeah, so snapback people, help your boy out. I'm trying to help y'all out during the quarantine, support small businesses, but the 6.5 snaps don't work for me. That's all I'm saying. It don't work.
Yeah, AB has the same problem, man. We gotta make a phone call, get y'all boys squared away. Yeah. Locke, what you got, man? What's your worst?
Man, seeing all these cities opening up like nothing is wrong. I'm seeing pictures where people are in restaurants, just sitting down talking to each other. Nobody has any masks. Gyms are opening back up, man. It's just too soon. I don't like that, man. They won't see me there, but I think it's just too soon to be opening up stuff like they are.
100%, man. I agree with that. Weezy, what you got?
Man, I tried. I got on. The whole quarantine thing. I'm a lot of online right now. I watch a lot of TV commercials popping, and the old Krispy Kreme donut, man, the strawberry donut, man.
Yeah, not for sure. Talk to me.
It got me. I made a visit to him. I don't like it. I don't like it. Complete garbage. I might have had a bad experience, but it wasn't for your boy. And I don't turn down no sweets. You know me. Trash.
Hey, man, hearing that donut hit the floor was priceless.
Man, you just frisbee the donut, dog, in the quarantine, dog. Oh, man, I needed that, boy. Woo. Hope cameraman got that.
It hit like a brick. Like,
yeah, damn. Damn, that joint been sitting out too, huh?
Man, I've been saving that. I mean, but y'all try and let me know if I'm tripping.
Okay.
It wasn't me.
When is the last day for those, man? Oh, Lord.
I don't know, man. I didn't taste a lot. It wasn't a lot of strawberry in it to me. It was just like, I didn't like it.
Okay.
Is it just icing, or is it an actual strawberry donut?
It's a strawberry glaze.
Strawberry
glaze, yeah.
Strawberry glaze.
Woo. All right, my worst of the week
funny.
is very similar, man. Devin Booker. You was seen out with one of the Kardashians. Come on, Book. You got one job, and that's hold me down. You know, I talked to Weezy throughout the week. He talks about my misses in the NFL. I've had a couple. I think we all have. But in the NBA, I'm spot on. Devin Booker is leading my team of great players in the NBA. Jeff hating on me. But you got one job, Devin Booker, is stay away from the Kardashians. And stay away from that entire team of Kardashians, just 6 of them. So in turn, if you can stay away, including mama, if you can stay away from them at a high level, dog, your NBA career will be just fine. So, and she's like running a marathon and all the light-skinned dudes in the NBA, man. My young boy got to relax, man.
At the same one as with Ben Simmons?
Same one was with Ben Simmons. The same ones with Jordan Clarkson. The same one that was with a bunch of them. All the light-skinned.
Blake Griffin?
Blake, yeah, with Blake. Yeah, man. Just hoop, man. Just hoop.
Look out. Be on the lookout, coach.
Nah. Coach, you ain't got to worry about it.
Yeah, book on the market. Those stats for the drop. Soon.
You ain't got to worry about it.
Come soon.
The day that my dog starts shooting 31% from 3 or something, and that 28 go down to 22, I'm looking for her. For real. We got a problem. Because that's my prize pick right there. You know what I'm saying? Devin Booker. Yeah. Stat of the week, man. Shout out to Bryce for another find. He's back in his bag. Karl Malone is second on the all-time scoring list, fellas. However, he does not have one single season scoring title to his name in his entire career. Stat of the day, man. Shout out to Bryce for that find. You would think.
That's a lot of consistency.
Yeah, for sure. Just consistently 22s, 24, 26, 22. So yeah,
every year.
Every year, for sure.
Other than that Laker year.
Oh, that Laker year was rough. He got hurt though, Jeff.
Yeah, he would have got 20 that Laker year anyway.
Nah.
He probably got about 12.
Yeah, for sure.
16 tops.
Right, max, and that's pushing it for sure. And make sure you check us out on iTunes, Facebook, IG, Google Play, Stitcher, Beyond Pod, YouTube, and of course the SoundCloud page to catch up on the full archive of past episodes of FSP. How do you do that? Just search for Sport Press Podcast. And after you do that, make sure you check out the On Deck TV Hip Hop Podcast with Animal Brown and Spike Lee every Wednesday. The latest issue is up right now. The hip hop latest billionaire Kanye West episode is up. Have you guys checked that out?
I did. I checked it out a little bit.
Yeah. That billionaire, it's hard to check on a dude for having a billion, but man, that don't sound like a billion right there. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
I don't think it is either.
That don't sound right to me.
I mean, he doing a lot with the shoes. I get that, but what else is he doing to bring in income like that to have $1 billion?
Well, you know what he's doing. Down. Yeah, now those numbers is crazy. The things that he's doing for Adidas and all of the percentages that he has as far as points and the negotiating tactics that he displayed to get those points. On top of that, owning some of the rights for some of those sales, man, it's worth it. And you see why he's a billionaire. I don't believe it though. I don't believe it.
I don't either. Think about all the business moves you take somebody like Jay-Z has. All the business he has his hands in. And he just recently, I don't mean like in the last 6 months, but you know what I'm saying? He just got to that billionaire status. And he has way more going on.
But I'm telling you, man, if you see the way that he's dropping these shoes and the way that he negotiated that contract to get so many points on these shoes, and he's dropping 2 a month, coach, sometimes 3. And on top of that, accessories, whips, hoodies, and all types of stuff, man, he's doing, man. So he's doing some stuff.
And he's still doing music.
Yeah, still doing music, which is, I don't even want to talk about him in music. Move right along to Fresher Than Your Average podcast. Me and my dog Animal Brown is a self-help fashion podcast directly related to improving everyday fashion. We have a YouTube exclusive that will drop This week coming up, keep your eyes on the FTYA IG page, Directly for the Culture. Also continue to hit the hotline 629-777-5565 and drop a fashion-related voicemail so we can answer that question. Where your kicks? Copper sponsor. Jeff.
Yes, sir.
You on the clock. You got 10 good wrestling seconds.
Yeah.
All right, let's start the clock.
Yeah. Okay, so let's keep it light real quick. Former WCW and WWF star, the dog-faced gremlin, Rick Steiner.
It's true.
Was thrilled. He got to see his son, Bronson Rick Steiner, get signed his NFL contract with the Baltimore Ravens. That's always dope to see that. So, y'all might remember part of the Steiner brothers. Y'all remember them?
Yeah,
I do.
I do, for sure.
Yeah. So shout out to Rick, man. Also, got a wrestling-related FSP announcement coming about a few days, about a week or so. So y'all keep your eyes open for that. It's gonna be all right.
All right.
It's been a good quarantine for us over here. We've been working.
There we go. Work it out. Working. That's what's up, man. Now tweet us with questions. Before I do that, Jeff, real quick.
Yes, sir.
The other brother that's the Steiner brothers, Big Papa Pump, right?
Yeah, Scott Steiner, yeah.
Scott Steiner.
Big bad booty daddy. Yes.
The big bad there. What?
Booty daddy.
Weird.
You say booty? You say big bad booty daddy?
Yeah, that's that. Yeah. Big Papa Pump. The big bad booty.
Oh man. Oh my God.
You gotta say it all, man. That's how he goes. That's how he addresses himself. That's it.
Big Papa Pump, man.
Yeah.
And tweet us with questions, man, throughout the week in Full Sport Press. Don't forget to comment. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the YouTube page. On the iTunes page, please rate and subscribe. But more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Man, at the Revolution, we'll be podcasting. Before we get started the first half, Weezy, do you have a yellow box of Cheerios award recipient for the listeners?
Yeah, I do. This week's recipient is Neymar's mom, Nadine Goncalves.
Close. Goncalves. There we go. Goncalves. Speaking of what's Scott Steiner's name?
Big bad booty daddy.
Okay, this makes sense. PSG and Brazilian soccer star Neymar, my guy, PSG, was upset last month because his 52-year-old mother, Nadine, was dating a 23-year-old gamer. Let's put things in perspective. Neymar is 28 years old. Neymar only gave his seal of approval for the relationship when his mom declared her love for the 23-year-old just 10 days after meeting. Now, 10 days later, it appears that Nadine has ended the relationship. You want to know why? After she discovered that he had dated various men prior to their first meeting. Yep. Tiago Ramos allegedly dated Neymar's personal chef before becoming romantically involved with Neymar's mother. It's also been claimed that he was also dating a famous Brazilian male actor and stand-up comedian. Tiago was reportedly kicked out of the Neymar mansion and back in Brazil with his family. God, we need sports back, and we need it back in the worst way.
First thing smoking, we need it back.
I'm gonna be the one to say it.
Oh Lord,
Tiago was getting to the bag. Like, just be honest. Like, he's been around. He's been around some very wealthy people.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm gonna get that out, Prime.
Yeah, Prime. You got a plug for that, Weezy. Get that out to him.
Yeah, and that might be on the doorstep in a minute.
Right.
And the thing is, if it's coming Prime to Brazil, boy, you're a bad man. You're a bad man, Weezy.
Yeah.
But
hey, go and use the drone. We tell them send it with the drone. Just drop it in the door.
You know how mad I would be if my mom was dating somebody 6 years younger than me, dog. It'll be smoking the city. I'll be smoking the city. Oh,
that hit home. Like, she close to my mom age. So yeah.
Listen, what I'm trying to tell you. Slow singing and flower bring. You better damn know it.
How did they even interact? Like, how did they even come across each other? No, I didn't say why. How?
Oh, you know, he's trying to get to it.
Whatever Tiago doing, he doing it right.
Damn. Tiago he fumbled the bag, but he's trying to figure it out. That damn Tiago. Yeah, he need his ass whooped. You guys ready to get started the first half?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
The first half is underway.
First half, the hottest sports news of the past week, like we do each and every week here at the Full Sport Press Podcast. Before we get started, I am J Hope.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
I'm Weezy. What it do?
It's your boy Coach Locke.
Locke, where can they find you on social media, my brother?
Man, nothing has changed. Locke_the_great on IG and Twitter. That's THA.
What you got, Weezy?
FSP_Weezy on IG, and I'm at How Weezy on Twitter.
I'll let Jeff. What you got?
It's J Easley 84 across all social media platforms.
Damn right, and I'm JAIHOV on Instagram and Twitter. Have a conversation with me on Twitter as long as it's not COVID-19 related. Let's kick the first half off, man. NCAA talk. NCAA is finally ready to pay players in 2021. The NCAA released a statement, said the athletes will be allowed to appear in advertisements and can reference their sport and school, but they will not be able to use the school logos or branding in those advertisements. Let's start off with what's allowed and what's not allowed. This is basically saying you can monetize their social media, profit from writing a book, or making music from, on iTunes, SoundCloud, making some money off of it. Also hosting a sports camp, starting a business, among other potential opportunities. How will this work for the college athlete, fellas?
To me, it's a step in the right direction, but we all know this is just a ploy of the G League getting all these 5-star athletes. We know that's where it's stemming from. Just kind of sped up and put more pressure on NCAA. Now, when these players are doing this, they won't be able to use the school logos whenever they're doing anything. Like, say they're doing a camp, they won't be able to have on the camp shirt that they play at Kentucky or anything like that. So it's good they'll be able to make some money off some things. The only thing I don't like about it is that the NCAA is still not losing no money from this. They're not going to be giving the kids any money. They're still going to be making billions, and all of those billions still going to the NCAA because they are not contributing nothing more than what they already doing, like the scholarships.
That's right.
It still doesn't hurt the NCAA at all. Like, y'all, this is a Band-Aid on an ocean level crack, like ocean floor crack. Like, this is not going to stop anything. Like, if a kid can notice the long ball of how this works, it's like this still doesn't give you much. If I'm a 3-star guard or I'm a 4-star forward, I may not be able to get the same endorsements that 5-star guy is going to get. So I'm not going to get that money back. It's not stopping the NCAA from capitalizing off of me because if I'm at State Tech University getting 30 points a game and no one cares about me, like I can't sell any cars or sell like merch around in the city, I'm not going to make any bread. But if I'm a Clemson quarterback, of course all the local endorsements are going to come. But man, it's just the NCAA trying to look good in the face of seeing that they're losing their public image battle right now.
Yeah, man. I mean, the good thing is that athletes will be able to hire agents, which in turn is going to be a wild, wild west situation as people are in high school. And it's going to be nuts because you get a kid in the 9th grade, 10th grade, just say, for example, a person like Bronny, if they didn't have the dad that is LeBron James, can you imagine how many ways that they're going to be used for so many things all the way through until they get through college, man? So that will start in high school, that agent selection process, which in turn, man, is going to be a show for parents and everybody involved, AAU coaches. They're going to have to find a way to kind of make sure this is under control because, man, in high school, you're going to be able to be doing the exact same thing in college. But anyway, with that person, like say a person, we can go back, Brandon Jennings, Michael Beasley, Kevin Durant. If this was happening then, this kid would be used the entire time he's in high school. That's not going to be good, man. It's going to be insane. Kids are going to be doing crazy things. Kid is going to get killed because people are going to see this person as an op, so they can get some money from him. People are going to be wild, man. And in 2021, that's going to change a lot. And then you got to look at it. What I'm most worried about is NCAA football not coming back. because they have to establish a union. A union has to be established before people can go and create a game. And I'm sick about that. That's the only thing that makes me upset. But they said that, it could be something that can be done. But as of right now, it's not even on the docket.
Because that union is going to guarantee that kids that go to the land of the golden sunshine are getting paid for their game, right?
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, they might not get paid as much as a Clemson or Florida State or Florida or Miami or Vanderbilt, but they're still on the games. They deserve a cut of the revenue. And the player you're talking about is Imani Bates.
Imani Bates. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
you know what they're gonna do for Imani Bates, dog? You know what they gonna? This is gonna be nuts. They're saying that he's the best basketball player in high school since LeBron James. Man, they're gonna use the hell out of him. Go ahead, Weezy.
And he's a sophomore, by the way.
Let's go back. Where do you have to go back that far? I mean, what did they get this last year with Zion Williamson in high school?
True.
He was an action figure the way he dunking the basketball. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He already had Drake at the games. Like, can you imagine if he? Come on, man, getting paid all them dunks he doing. You know how many dunk contests he'll be doing in that year?
It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be the new Wild Wild West.
That's kind of like I was going to say. Then you got to look at how, let's take Ohio State, how they had to vacate them wins with their football team because they were selling all their paraphernalia. Remember that? Are they going to go back and give schools like that those wins back because now that's legal?
For tattoos.
For tattoos. That's what I'm saying. For tattoos. They were selling their jerseys just to try to make a little extra money. Are they going to give them those wins back now because that's considered legal now?
I'm telling people who bought into that and made it such a big deal when it shouldn't have been a big deal. People who bought into that get made to be look like fools because now they get to realize, oh, I just bit into this because I can make a story and have something to talk about for a full week. When you shouldn't have, you should have been looking for the actual story why these kids been getting exploited this whole time. That's the real story. But you worried about some damn tattoos.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just at the professional player level, it's easy to pay players to play on these video games until they get a union and get some group license and things together. Man, we won't be playing college football for the foreseeable future, and that's the thing that makes me the saddest about it. I'm hot about that. College football is the best.
That was your game, Jay. Like you not really a Madden guy. You college football with no joint.
Yeah, we're gonna get this Madden League started though. Trying to
let me know so I can go ahead and get
You know what? Did you real quick, Jeff? Did you go ahead and buy the game
for the 23? Yeah.
Dog, do you know it's $59 now, and Twin didn't buy it?
All right, we're going to move on, right? We're going to go ahead and move. Okay. All right. Let's move on, guys. Move on to the square circle here. My guy, old school, Dutch Mantell, the former Zeb coach. Y'all remember him? Yes, no, probably not. Dutch Mantell. Okay. All right. He's a WWE employee. He used to be a manager. He also was a booking agent in the back. He's one of the guys who helped formulate the matches. We all know it's scripted. Y'all know that. So Dutch Mantell tweeted out recently that he is hearing that the WWE will be sold to either ESPN or Fox. Now, rumors like this circulate all the time. But the reason why this one is catching legs is because two things. The XFL happened, filed bankruptcy. Vince lost a lot of money with that. And also on the WWE recent earnings call, if you're a stockholder, you get invited to these calls. Vince said on the call that the WWE network could possibly be sold to ESPN or Fox. Wow. And if you remember this year, WrestleMania was being carried by the ESPN app as well. Normally, it's only on the WWE network. So I'm asking you guys, scale of 1 to 10, how true do you think it is that WWE may be out of the McMahon family for the first time in history? Because his dad also owned it and passed it down to Vince.
I think it's very, very, very true. It might happen for real because considering Vince McMahon, he's not the youngest chicken in the book. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing this shit for a long time. And that second fail, or the second fail from the XFL, I think that hurt him. That hurt him a lot. He's like, you know what? I want to just sit back and I'm tired of it.
They said Vince was distraught after this second XFL failure, which Jeff had been telling us the entire time that it could have worked if it wasn't for the pandemic. And to see it work and then you're there. You're at the finish line. You know, you're like, okay, I invested so much money into it, time, and you know, Vince is in his golden years. So to see something in your golden years go kaput because of, you know, something that's out of your control. They said he's very serious about blowing the whole thing up. They're saying mid-May, Jeff, which is crazy.
Yeah,
I'm my bad. Go ahead, Coach.
I'm gonna go about 8.5, 9 for sure for all the things that they just said. At the end of the day, he still likes his money, and when you see that much of your money go down the drain like that, like you said, he's so at an age where he's tired of it, you know. And like you said, it's nothing he could have done differently because he took all the proper steps. He did it correctly this time. He didn't shoot his guns out and jump right into the league. He let it build up, get everything together for a couple of years, and to see it fail like that after doing that, it's like it ain't worth me going through all this no more. I'm gonna stress myself out.
Right.
You know, I'm getting old. I don't need this stress. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just part ways with it, let them have it, and go from there.
I'll say this: I don't think the company will ever leave the McMahon family. Like, excuse me. When we all watch the show Succession, I think with the way it's set up, Shane is back in the fold. His son, who had left to do UFC and other things over time, he's back in the fold. He's been passed down. Triple H, the wrestler who's married to his daughter, has successfully built up the NXT brand, which is the G League version for the WWE. And he's the person that wrestling fans automatically assume is next in line to take over the company. So I don't think the company as a whole loses its value. But I do think that network is getting moved. I think that was something that was a risk because you were taking your revenue out because now they're not making any money. You're not doing like shows. You're not doing house shows, local shows, nothing like that. You're not able to do that, arena shows. And now you only get $10 a month for the WWE network, and you can charge pay-per-views, $30, $40 a pay-per-view like UFC does and make that money back. You can't do that anymore on the network. So I do believe that is going to get moved. That has to go. I don't think the company goes. I do think the network get moved and we lose that option.
As far as a percentage, Jeff, do you think, like on a scale of 100% chance of them losing it out of the McMahon family, 100% chance or 0% chance by the end of all of this pandemic stuff?
The entire company or the network?
No, I agree. The network is gone. I'm saying the company.
Man, it would have to be like a drastic something, but like something would have to go terribly wrong. So I say 30%. Like I don't think he can. His ego won't let him sell the company.
Gotcha.
After him beating everybody else out, being the only wrestling company that stood still, that stood tall after all the awards and all this other stuff, I don't think his ego will let him sell the company. Now, when he moved that network, he probably going to have to stay afloat.
Real quick, just give me a quick answer. How much would he get for the whole entire company?
He got $1 billion for a show. He got $1 billion from Fox just to do Raw. Just to do SmackDown. So 2.5.
Big
a show for 10.
Right,
you got the right to a show for 10 years. Not even the show forever. Just give $1 billion for a show for 10 years. So
all right. So moving on to a little basketball talk, which we all have been dreading that we don't have, but somehow, some way, still be able to make news. Your boy Maverick Carter was on an interview and said that Steph couldn't guard him. Now, everybody knows Maverick Carter is LeBron's business partner and co-founder of Uninterrupted and Springer Entertainment. But they were talking about Steph and other greats, and he said, and I quote, "The world knows Steph Curry can't play defense. I'm 38. I haven't played a decent game of basketball in 18 years. Steph would have trouble guarding me," end quote. Now, he did go on to say that Steph is a really good off-the-ball player and good with steals, but basically saying that Steph can't guard him. Now, y'all tell me, what are y'all thoughts about this?
Jake said it earlier. God, we need sports back. God, we need sports back. I don't know what. I haven't listened to the whole clip, so I'm hoping that Maverick was playing, joking, trying to get a new clip. I don't know. Like, I'll step out of this one.
Yeah, this confirmed that Maverick Carter's an opportunist. I don't understand where the statement came from. Just chill, bro. You got your show on HBO, and you're doing your thing, and LeBron taking care. Just chill. I don't get it.
Well, here's the thing, man. Mav said he hadn't played a decent pickup game in 18 years. Now, granted, 18 years, and Weezy gets on here a lot and says outlandish things, very similar to what Mav has said. But to say that this dude, who is a two-time MVP, one of the best point guards in NBA history, to say that
you champ.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Unanimous.
Unanimously. Yeah, the unanimous one. The only unanimous one. To say that, man, is very disrespectful. This man's an NBA athlete, and you haven't played competitive basketball in 18 years. It's very disrespectful. And he wasn't joking. He was dead serious, because he said, and he compares himself to the last person on the bench, your Matthew Dellavedovas, your your low grade point guards in the NBA. This is the thing. He's not better than those low grade NBA players. So in turn, not even to the fact that you're not better than Steph Curry. Steph Curry sees that shit, man. He hears the disrespect, and you'll see what's going on, man, when he gets back to hooping, man. It's trash.
Yeah, man. It's sad because he, like you said, I really believe he really feels he can do that. But the problem is saying that he would do it. It'd have been different if you'd have got on and said Steph Curry's not a great defensive player, because that's been said. That's when you think of defensive players, you don't think of Steph Curry. We all know when the Warriors play people, he doesn't guard the best player. And that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. That's not his job. That's not what he's there for. But for you to say that you can guard one of the best guards, point guards, like you said, in the history of NBA basketball, the best guards in the NBA right now, and you hadn't played a game in 20 years, like you just talking to get attention, even though you really believe it. It's just one of those dumb statements to make.
My thing is, I know Steph would never say this, but what if Steph would say, "Hey, come on over, let's play"? What would he do?
He wouldn't have done nothing. He wouldn't have done a damn thing. Man, 38 years old, man. He'll guard him blindfolded with one hand, dog.
Yeah, I see. That's why Thank God I'm not a Steph Curry. I told his ass, "Come on, let's play. You want to play? Come on, let's play."
Waste of time, man. For sure.
That's stupid. Steph can't play Maverick Carter. Like he just can't.
No, yeah, he can. Yeah, he can. And I would annihilate him. I would embarrass him. I would play real defense against him too. He wouldn't score.
You know how bad it is. You know how much it hurts me to have to take up for Steph. I'm not a Steph guy. But this is just ridiculous, man.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Come on. I'm done talking about it. Before we get started with halftime, let's talk an NFL comeback. The great one, former NFL wide receiver and top 5 college athlete of all time, Percy Harvin, looking to return to football. Harvin, who has not played since the 2016 season, as he battled numerous injuries throughout his career. He turns 32 next month. He retired for a second time in March 2017 after playing in 2 games the previous season with Jeff's Buffalo Bills. Harvin, of course, is interested in joining the Tampa Bay Bucks. Can one move P make a return to the NFL?
No. He's been out too long. I'm going to tell you what this is about. He's been out too long. He applied for unemployment to the NFL. They denied him. And now he wants to get back and play. No. The pandemic done set in on him. No. He's done. Because it's too many one move P's in the NFL right now. Tyreek Hill? Tyreek Hill's one move P.
Like, we're going to talk about winners and losers of the draft here coming up. So we realize it's a few people in this NFL don't know how to do their job. So somebody is going to say, you know what? I remember Percy Harvin in 2014, 2013. I bet he still got something left in the tank. And he's going to be in San Francisco before it's all said and done.
Yep.
He better not be in San Francisco.
No. Go ahead, Logan. I'll close.
Listen, Percy Harvin, I give him credit. He was great. You know, whenever he got the ball, he was always, you had to worry about him. He was one move from taking it to the house. I give him that. But when you have concussions like he did, it's not worth the risk. He's one hit away. First game, and it ain't got to be one of those smash mouth, just blindside hits. It just be a regular tackle, and he's out. And that's what caused him to not be in the NFL at this point. It was never about his talent or how he could play the game. It was just always the concussions and the injuries from the concussion. So there's no way he's gonna play again. I just don't see it.
Here's the thing. P underwent surgery in August in Gainesville. They found a blockage. It's been in his hip, and it's been there probably since high school. So we saw a modified version of One Move P.
Even trying to make sense of this. Crazy.
The inception of seeing him. And he said he's been training. He's down to 190 pounds. The only thing that I can see prohibiting him from playing is that he admitted to smoking weed before every game in the NFL that he played in. And on top of that, he beat up Golden Tate in the locker room before a Super Bowl. That is going to prohibit him from getting a look. But the funny thing is, the Atlanta Falcons have already said that they're looking to get him in for a trial. So, I mean, if you're looking at a person who is one of the more electrifying people in the NFL, and I think the top 5 athlete in college football history, if he's saying that his body's feeling great and he had surgery to repair everything he had going on, he's that talented at 32 years old to make a comeback, and I can see the Buffalo Bills bringing him right back in.
Hey, man, you need some more Exxon and BP with that gas.
Man.
Because he should hire you as an agent.
Listen, right, because ain't no way. Hey, listen, Jeff, he's not better than Peter Ward. Not in college.
Oh, yo, you crazy. Whoa, now, Coach.
Nah.
Let me
tell you why.
I'm going to tell you why.
If you compare those teams and all the weapons that y'all had on that team with Percy Harvin, it was a lot of more weapons on that team that you had to really worry about. We didn't have as many weapons on that team with Peter Ward. Everybody knew exactly where the ball was going, who was going to get the ball, and all. And it was still, you could do nothing about it. That team with Percy Harvin was loaded. Even you say that.
Yeah, no, we had one of the best all-around football teams in college football. Here's the thing. He was the best player on that team, and it wasn't even close. And he was getting the ball in so many different ways, and they used him so many different ways that you bring up Brandon James, you can bring up Chris Rainey, all the other great wide receivers that we had, tight ends, Jeff Demps, all those guys, right? They pale into comparison of how talented P was because his numbers showed exactly how great he was. I didn't say he was the best. I said he was top 5.
No, okay. Just making sure.
I mean, but it's easy to roll with that for sure. One Move P. I say he come back, man. I need him on Mad. You guys ready to start with halftime?
Please.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
We're at the midway point. Enjoy all of the halftime festivities.
Halftime, in case you missed it. RocNation Sports, the management company fronted by the greatest rapper of all time, Jay-Z, has landed another high-profile client. 3 of them, in fact. Lonzo, LaMelo, and LiAngelo Ball are set to sign representation agreements with RocNation. Lonzo has already switched representation multiple times in his short NBA career, starting with Harrison Gaines before signing with CAA last April. LiAngelo, 21 years old, is a member of the G League's Oklahoma City Blue. Meanwhile, LaMelo has a chance to be even bigger in the NBA. The point guard is considered to be the number 1 player in the class of 2020. The 18-year-old's new representatives could help him garner a big-time shoe contract that is scheduled for him. This is a good fit for a Big Baller brand as a whole?
As Big Baller brand as a whole, I won't say it's Big Baller brand, but I think it's good for them. They've been with their dad so long. They haven't really seen how a real organization handles stuff. And I think they will see that and they will help them learn the business the right way. Not saying that dad didn't know anything or didn't do good things, because he did some good things, he did some bad things, and all companies do that. I understand that, but when they have a little more experience with those things, I think they'll be able to get them in more doors and more opportunities, because they won't be as boisterous as their dad was. But I think it's good for them.
I'm gonna keep this short and sweet and quote the great Manny Fresh. Ain't funny no more, guys. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to the Ball family. You know, shout out to Uncle LeVar. Been calling this for years. That's all I'm saying.
What you got, Weezy?
I think it's a great thing for the boys. Especially LaMelo and Lonzo. Especially Lonzo, because Lonzo seen how it was. He was the first guinea pig for his dad. You know, they put him out there. He didn't really reciprocate how he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? I can really think that Lonzo probably lost millions of dollars, man.
100%. Because of his dad, yeah.
Yeah, so he can get that money back and get a fresh start, and then just let's go from there.
Representation, man, makes everything a lot easier to negotiate with, and if you have a group of people like RocNation behind you, the sky's the limit. I hope they don't force him or all three boys to sign with Puma. I think that's kind of outdated. Maybe signing some different shoe contracts, not funneling everybody to Puma to sign RocNation. But other than that, man, I think the sky's the limit. They're marketable kids, and I hope that they find a way to use RocNation to profit, because, like Weezy said, Zoe lost a lot of money dealing with his dad, man. I think he needs to recoup that, because he's a good basketball player. He just needs to get the right representation behind him, and I think RocNation is the people that can do it.
Will the middle brother ever play in the NBA?
Jello, yeah, I think he'll get a what's those called? Two-way contract.
Two-way, yeah.
And to speak on that, he's gonna benefit the most out of this deal.
100%.
He get to ride the coattail of his brother and his little brother. You know what I'm saying? He get to benefit the most. He's not really a very good NBA. He's not gonna be an NBA All-Star, but he get to be in all the meetings. They can make sure he get a percentage of everything. He get to benefit the most out of it.
100%.
Hey, Weezy, real quick before we move on. Who called the youngest brother being the top pick in that draft, the number one prospect in that draft?
Oh, come on, Jeff.
You said number one. He won't even be top. He might be number 3.
I said top. Who said top 3? I said top 3 the whole time, Weezy. Y'all not Weezy.
That'll be you, Jeff.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
Hey, Jeff, let me tell you something. You lucky you grew to be 6'8".
Lucky.
Man. Right. Boy, you got lucky. He might not go. It depends. I think he'll go number 5. I think he'll go number 5.
He might. I think he'll go number 1.
That's better than anything you all said, because y'all was saying he might need to get drafted.
Who's gonna go number 1, Jeff?
Yeah, that's because Wiseman's going 1. Yeah, that's because we didn't know he was gonna go to be 6'8". Like, he's good. I'm not taking nothing from him. If he was 6'4", he would still be good, because he can play. I'm not taking nothing from him.
Yeah. So that means Jeff can evaluate talent better than anybody else on the show?
Listen to Weezy. Here go Weezy. Listen to Weezy.
Hey, man.
Listen to Weezy.
You guys ready to get started with the second half?
Let's do it, man.
The second half is underway.
Second half, the 2020 NFL Draft winners and losers. Before we get started, I'm J Hope.
It's your boy, Big Jeff.
I'm Weezy. What do you do?
It's your man, Coach Lock.
Lock, by almost any measure, the NFL's first virtual draft was a success. You can check us out on Full Sport Press YouTube. We went through the entire draft, the first round. It was a great time. Please, our picks. I think, Jeff, you won the picks. Give out your congratulatory. You had the most picks. Talk about it.
I mean, that's what I do as a GM. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm destined to be a GM as we develop in this. Like, it's just something I do very well. That's why I had the most draft picks correct. Leave it at
that. Anyway, television ratings were record-breaking. Communication problems were minimal. We were able to see wide receiver Henry Ruggs' living room, which was a show by itself. They should have followed him the entire draft in a robe and all. Moms pulling girlfriends off draftees snatching phones. Commissioner Roger Goodell, He was in an easy chair. Bill Belichick's dog took over the New England Patriots draft responsibilities. But not every team emerged from the 3-day, 7-round event with an impressive draft. What we're doing on episode 315 is taking a look at which teams are winners and losers of the 2020 NFL draft. Let's kick it off with a first winner. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Oh, well, I'll go first. The Buffalo Bills are winning to me. We did not have a first-round draft pick because we traded and got Stephon Diggs, who's probably better than most of the wide receivers going to be drafted in the first round anyway. So we got our first-round pick became Stephon Diggs. Then we got AJ Espinza. I can never say his last name right. Help me out, Jay.
Espinza.
Excuse me. Espinza, yeah. Solid player, great value at that position. Then we also got Zach Moss going to help us in the running game. He's going to be able to replace Frank Gore. Then we got a quarterback. Locke, we got a quarterback. Weezy, we got a quarterback.
Who's that quarterback?
He's not going to play, Jeff.
No, he's going to play. Jake Fromm is going to be our starting quarterback. Guaranteed it. We're getting homeboy out of there, and that was the pick of the draft, and that made me the happiest man on earth. We get Josh Allen ass out of there. Jake Fromm will be our starting quarterback. Thank goodness. Shout out Bills Mafia. Let's go.
Who wants to go next?
I'll go. I think the Baltimore Ravens might have had the best draft in the whole entire thing. They got Patrick Queen in the first round. Then they still got some way the game came back and got J.K. Dobbins, which is going to be a starter to replace what's that running back?
Not Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
He'll be a good complimentary back then for sure.
Complimentary. I don't know about replace.
Yeah.
No, Mark Ingram. I don't think he signed back with him.
Yeah, he did. 100%.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
His job is gone. J.K. Dobbins is going to start for them, and I just think the picks they have, man, and they got the wide receiver out of SMU late. I think they have the best draft.
Devin Duvernay. Yeah, I think the Ravens did a great job too. But I think historically they draft really well. I mean, that's what they do. They get value picks, and I like Patrick Queen as well. That's a good one. What you got, Coach?
I'm gonna go with the Miami Dolphins. They did it the right way, man. They had a lot of draft picks. They got their franchise quarterback in Tua. They got offensive line help to help him stay on his feet, to protect him when they got Austin Jackson. They got a corner to help on the defensive side of the ball. They just building the team the right way. It might not really show this year per se, and I'm not expecting it to, but I think in 2 to 3 years, I think Miami will wind up being, barring injuries, of course, they'll be one of the best teams in the NFL and be making noise in the playoffs.
Yeah, man. I like what Dolphins did too, man. We talk really bad about them. Me and Jeff, really bad about them throughout free agency. And for them to come in and draft the way that they drafted, man, and you get the best quarterback in the draft, it falls right into your hands, who you really wanted the entire way. The Dolphins are rebuilding the right way with a solid free agency. I agree, Coach. It was tough. My number one winner, the Indianapolis Colts. They did really well without a first-round pick, which they gave up to get DeForest Buckner, who is a defensive line person that you can build your entire defense around. So you get Phillip Rivers in free agency, and then you give him, I think, me and Weezy think, the sleeper of the entire NFL draft at the wide receiver position, Michael Pittman Jr. And then you pair that with Jonathan Taylor of Wisconsin. And then, just to add insult to injury, look at this, man. You find Jacob Eason super late on day 3 to be your predecessor to Phillip Rivers. What a great person for Jacob Eason to learn from. He's not an NFL-ready quarterback right now, but you have Frank Wright, who is the quarterback whisperer. The reason that we have Nick Foles the way he looks, the way that Carson Wentz looks the way he looks, and Phillip Rivers when he was the OC in L.A. with the Chargers. Perfect scenario for Easton. I say he'll be the starting quarterback in 2 years. It's great, man. Great. Jacob Easton's a second-round talent, man. He goes in day 3. Great job by the coach.
I totally agree with the coach. I'm with you on that, Jay. I had them on my list too. They did a magnificent job by getting. I think they got Slick. They Slick got 3 almost first rounders.
Yeah.
Michael Pittman Jr., Jonathan Taylor, and Jacob Eason. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. They did a great job. That's great GM work, 100%. Jeff, you up?
I got the Bucks. They got young Tristan Wirfs later on, and I thought he was going to fall. That was one of the few picks I got wrong in the first round. For him to fall to Tampa Bay to help out their aging quarterback and Tom Brady, that's going to be big for them. They also got Keyshawn Vaughn. They needed a running back, and he's going to be able to be that back for them. Very explosive kid. So he fits in well. Also, wide receiver Tyler Johnson, with all the weapons they already have. And Tampa Bay is now in a win now scenario. They got to win now, like this year, maybe next, but definitely this year. That draft really helped.
Yep. You up, Weezy?
I agree with Jeff too, man. With those players, they got Keyshawn Vaughn, Tristan Wirfs. They not only their players, but they plug and play players. You can put them in today, and they're ready to play.
Yep.
But I had the Minnesota Vikings get these 2 wide receivers off the top. That's crazy. Justin Jefferson, and they got the boy Justin Gadley. That Justin Jefferson pick, I think it's just as good as maybe like Joe Burrow going number 1. Because by them getting rid of Stephon Diggs and then getting him as it just falling in their lap to him, that's a number 1 pick. For that team, that's a great pick. Great pick.
I love that Minnesota pick, man. They address so much. They got an offensive tackle with Ezra Cleveland, who's a player. Then you get a corner. You lose every corner that you got. Xavier Rhodes got put out the pasture. Mackenzie Alexander gone. So you go and address that, and you get Cameron Dantzler. Man, that is a great job by Rick Spielman. Add so many players on rookie contracts, considering that defense is built off of older players that are on massive contracts. They got 2 potential starters, and I think besides my guy, Van Jefferson, who I'll talk about, Justin Jefferson will be the best wide receiver in this draft. You replace Stephon Diggs with Justin Jefferson, who I think right tomorrow is a better player than Stephon Diggs, and we'll see for sure. What you got, Coach?
I want the Detroit Lions. Nobody really talking about them. They got DeAndre Swift from Georgia, I think is going to be a great running back in the NFL. They got the offensive guard and Jonah Jackson to help keep up Stafford. Stafford is coming off a year where he didn't have a good year. And they got him in the 3rd round. So to get a guard like him in the 3rd round is a steal. Of course, they got Jeff Okudah. We know they lost Slay. So they should be able to put him in there and replace Darius Slay. And then you got the Julian Okwara from Notre Dame. Questionable, we don't know how he's going to come back from his injury. I think he'll be fine, but he'll be good off the edge for the Detroit Lions. So I think the Detroit Lions made a few moves to get them back running in their division.
Yeah. I have the Cleveland Browns as another winner for me. I think they landed, in my eyes, the best offensive tackle in the draft with Jedrick Wills, and you add him at 10. Then you go on day 2, and Grant Delpit falls in their lap for a free. That's a free pick, man. Mm-hmm. I think he's the best safety in the entire draft. You get him in the 2nd round. And then you get Jacob Phillips, who will be a 10-year vet in the NFL. So, and then you get a former 5-star recruit, Jordan Elliott. You get him on day 3? Come on, man. Man, you address all of the needs. And then on top of that, another former 5-star recruit in Donovan Peoples-Jones. Now listen, when he goes to Michigan, he was the number 2 wide receiver in the entire class. He goes there for 3.5 years. He had no quarterback at Michigan. This kid is going to be a star in the NFL for the Cleveland Browns. The only thing that's going to slow him up as far as reps, because you have so many wide receivers in Cleveland, he's not going to get on the field. But Donovan Peoples-Jones is a perennial. I think he'll be an all-pro in the NFL, man. You get him on day 3 in the 4th, 5th round. That's nuts, man. So shout out to the Browns. They're doing a great job.
Yeah. And I got another winner.
Okay.
Not because of the first round, because of the first pick was Joe Burrow. I got Cincinnati Bengals for everything they did after him. So that was the pick we knew they had to make, right? If they didn't pick him, the draft would have went to haywire. You know, everything would have been thrown off. But getting T. Higgins, who I think will be the second best of the CD Lamb. Here, CD Lamb will be the two best receivers in this draft. And getting him in day 2 alongside Logan Wilson in day 2 and Akeem Davis and Khalil Kareem, who kind of reached, but still a good pick. They did well on every draft pick they made and made the most out of it. They had needs everywhere. Not some places, they had a need everywhere other than maybe running back. And they addressed them all. And I think they did a great job. For once. Cincinnati did a great job.
100%. What you got, Weezy?
My next pick, man, is the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos did awesome too by getting Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, another wide receiver, and they got the tight end that Drew Lock played with at Missouri, Albert. I can't say his last name, but that was his favorite target. That was his favorite target at Missouri. I think these people are looking at the way the Kansas City Chiefs got all this speed, and they got to match it. They got to match the speed, and that's what the Denver Broncos did for sure.
I like that. Yeah, Coach.
My next one was I had the NFL, NFL in the whole, because the draft, and it could be by default because the draft had the highest seed ratings ever for first round. Now, a lot of that, like I said, was by default because everybody had to watch it on TV. Nobody could go to where the draft was supposed to be held in Vegas originally, which made everybody actually watch it on TV. So it brought back people watching it and tuning into the NFL even more and seeing how we were questioning how the technology would be for the draft. When it actually was better than what we thought it would be. And it was good to see people in their living rooms. You know, the coaches talked about how they enjoyed being at home doing the draft picks with their family, how they could enjoy the things with their family and close ones. So I think the NFL won with that.
Gotcha. My next win is Dallas, man. People, wanted CD Lamb. I know the Eagles are trying to trade up to get him. Big time playmaker who basically is Dez Bryant 2.0. You steal him to go alongside Amari Cooper. That's going to be an excellent 1-2 punch. In the second round, you address losing Byron Jones. You get Trevon Diggs, who was considered a potential first-round pick. And you looked out again, getting the defensive tackle, Neville Gallimore. He falls to the third round. Second round talent right there. So that's a great 3-round haul. Just another need in the fourth when you get another center to back up. I just think they added a bunch of talent on a roster that underachieved last season, and there's no question they should be the overwhelming favorites to win the NFC East for sure. Anybody else got another winner?
Yeah, I got one more winner.
Okay.
The LA Rams. LA Rams did great. Not by not having a first round pick, going in and getting Cam Akers to replace my former number 1 pick to help me win the FSP fantasy league.
That was 2 years ago, bro. That was 2 years ago, bro.
I'm just telling you. Okay. I won 2 leagues with Todd Gurley. And then I also got Van Jefferson. They got Van Jefferson as a wide receiver from Florida, which is a steal. And then they went in and got this Terrell dude from Alabama who was hurt all season, who's going to absolutely, listen to me. Everybody watch me now while I say it, because I don't want y'all to say I don't say that. He's going to kill. This dude's going to, if he stay healthy, he's going to kill for the Rams.
Is that your man?
No.
Oh, wait. What? I just said a 5th round pick was going to be an all-pro, dog. Donovan Peoples-Jones. And you mean to tell me you're not going to step out on a limb and hold this man down?
Is Donovan Peoples-Jones your man?
Yeah, 5th round pick. Yeah, my man.
All right. That's my man. I'll take it. That's my man.
Jeff, I pressured him into a pick. My last winner, man.
You did.
Is the San Francisco 49ers. We got younger and better over the 3 days of the draft. Each pick, I was puzzled as to why we did it. But what we did was create salary cap space. And that's a win, no matter way you break it down. You lose DeForest Buckner. You lose Emmanuel Sanders. And you lose Joe Staley. And we replaced them with Trent Williams, Javon Kinlaw. And then on top of that, we add more speed with Brandon Ayuk. listen, man, somehow, some way, I think we upgraded each position, and it only cost us a 3rd and a 5th round pick. Trent is going to be a staple at tackle. Ayuk is going to be the replacement for Emmanuel Sanders. He's going to get that pass that Jimmy G throws just a little too far. He's going to go get that. And then Kinlaw is going to be a dog. Only thing I don't like about it, they asked him after the draft, how you feel about going to San Francisco? He said, I'm just ready to beat people up. That's what I do best. That's not a good sign. But other than that, we filled the voids that we needed, and I like what we did. Any other winners before we move on to the losers?
Why you don't like that? Why you didn't like that?
Hey, man, you know what that means. You know exactly what that means.
You got one more winner, Coach?
I got 2 more, actually. I got the Giants. They added tackles on both sides of the offensive line because Daniel Jones, they got to protect him. That's who they believe in. So they got an offensive tackle on both sides, the right and the left. They got Xavier McKinney, who could possibly be the best safety in the draft. He's very versatile. And then they got other pieces, like they got Darnay Holmes at corner, and they got a couple of linebackers. So I think the Giants did a lot to help with the team that hasn't been anything lately, even though they in that rugged NFC East with the Eagles and the Cowboys. But I think they're kind of doing the same thing similar to the Dolphins. They're building a team.
Yeah.
And then wide receivers were winners. Henry Ruggs is the first receiver off the board at 12. And then 6 more wideouts are selected within the next 20 picks. Wide receivers are going out of the next 20. And then you had more in the second round with 7 more receivers in the second round. So I think wide receivers was a big winner in this draft.
Yeah, man. And you look at the way that the wide receivers go out. The best wide receiver in the draft didn't even go first. Like, that's what's crazy. I think the rate was reached, but we'll talk about that in a second. Let's move on to the losers. We'll kick things right off with you, Jeff. What you got?
My first loser, the Pittsburgh Steelers. It felt like every pick they made was a reach. Like, every pick. Like, nothing was great value. Nothing was best available. Everything was a guy they could have got around later. So that's why I think they really reached and didn't really have a good draft to me with Pittsburgh Steelers. Not sure where they're going with that. Especially in the year they're coming back from injuries and they need players to jump in right now. Not sure what they was doing with all that.
What you got, Reed?
My first pick, I'm going to just jump into it. The Bears. The Bears did horrible. But they're not the only ones that did horrible. They did horrible. They drafted another tight end in the second round. Like, they have 10 tight ends on their roster. 10. Come on, man. That kid needs help at quarterback, and I don't understand the picks. I don't understand what the Bears are doing. I don't.
You would think that you don't have enough like picks in the draft, and then you go get a tight end when you just signed Jimmy Graham to a 2-year deal, and then you draft a cornerback in the second round, and you don't have another draft pick into the 5th round. You would assume that you would address needs like you mentioned, and they didn't address needs, man. Just bad. I agree, Reed. What you got, Coach?
I was going to say the same thing about Chicago Bears. It didn't make sense. Why do you have 10 tight ends on your roster? What are you trying to do? I mean, don't get me wrong. Cole is good. He's a good tight end, but I wouldn't having 10 on my roster. And like you said, I still got Jimmy Graham. I'm not going to waste my pick on a position where I have 9 other players already. And 100%. I have a Jimmy Graham that I signed. I just didn't understand that pick. So I definitely had the Bears as a loser too.
Sure. My first miss as far as the losers, the Raiders, man. I think Henry Ruggs will be a really good wide receiver in the NFL, but I think he's the least polished as far as the wide receivers in the draft. And I understand why you get him, because he's the home run threat. People are looking at Tyreek Hill and they're like, oh my God, we got to find Tyreek Hill. But what if you don't have a Patrick Mahomes? It doesn't matter if you have Tyreek Hill, if you don't have Patrick Mahomes. I think they complement each other. But the thing is that when you go and get Damon Arnett, who is a good corner at Ohio State, but he was not a first-round talent at all. And you got burned by Garyon Conley, an Ohio State player, 4 years ago in the draft. You go and do that again with a reach on a player that you could spend that value on somewhere else, the Raiders, man, will find a way to mess things up. And they drafted 3 wide receivers in the draft. Let's hope this all works out for Mayock, and especially works out for my guy John Gruden. But that was a bad draft for him, for sure. Right back to you, Jeff.
That this was going to kind of contradict what I said on draft night.
Okay.
And I had a chance to think about it. The Philadelphia Eagles. Not solely because of the Hurts pick. And the only reason I'm saying I still like the Hurts pick because I think he's going to be able to be used as a weapon. And then once Carson Wentz, I hope it doesn't happen, but he does make his normal vacation during the season, and he steps in and can be a backup quarterback. So I think it's a good pick. I think you could have got another player that can play for you in another position that you need. And that's why I have him as a loser, because they needed receiver help and could not address it. It never fell their way. They couldn't move up to get who they needed. They couldn't get past the Cowboys, who got CeeDee Lamb, who will be the best receiver in this draft after it's all said and done. They wanted to move up to get him. They couldn't get him. They couldn't fall to him in the second round. They had to get a quarterback that's going to be a weapon. So I just think Philadelphia, in that arms race against Dallas, they're the top 2 teams in their division. They lost this year.
They said that their plan is to have 2 top 10 quarterbacks on one team. I don't know how you do that without basically stunting the growth of your 26, 27-year-old quarterback you just paid $100 million to. I just don't see that happen.
I don't know where this statement originated from, but I always say if you got 2 quarterbacks, you don't have one.
It started in Florida. It started in Florida with the old ball coach. We always had 2 quarterbacks for sure. Yeah.
I'm gonna piggyback off Jeff real quick. It's not that I didn't like that. It's not that I didn't like the Jalen Hurts pick. It's just that the PR that they're putting out about it, like they need 2 number ones. They want 2 top 10 quarterbacks. They're gonna put some packages in for them. If I'm Carson Wentz, I don't want to hear all this pub about my backup quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear all that, especially when nothing else is going on. I don't want to hear that my backup's going to get packages in. They're talking about having 2 top 10 quarterbacks on the same team. I don't need to hear that. After I had a banged up season last year, and I still won the NFC East. I don't want to hear that.
Sound like every Eagles fan for sure.
Yeah. I agree with both Jay's and Jeff's last 2 picks. I had the Raiders and the Eagles. Like you said, for the Raiders, Ruggs is okay. I could deal with that pick. But then after that, like you said, they reached with Damon. But then they used back-to-back picks in the 3rd round to get receivers again. Like, that made no sense to me. What are you driving 3 receivers for like that? And back-to-back. If you take one, it might not be as bad in that 3rd round, but you took receivers back-to-back when you have other things to address. That made no sense. Then, like Jeff said with the Eagles, I wasn't a fan of the Jalen Hurts pick at all. You just paid Carson Wentz. You don't draft a backup quarterback in the 2nd round. You don't draft a quarterback that you're going to put a few packages in for in the 2nd round, especially when you need wide receiver help, and you can go get a wide receiver like Justin Jefferson. He was right there on the board for you to take, and you passed to get Jalen Reagor. I didn't understand none of it. You take Jalen Hurts, and then when you can get Justin Jefferson too. It didn't make sense to me, so I had the Eagles as a loser for sure.
My next one is the Broncos, man, to combat what Weezy said. John Elway clearly wanted to focus on Drew Lock and some weapons. Getting Jerry Jeudy, getting KJ Hamler with your first 2 picks. The problem is he didn't do much to keep Drew Lock healthy and getting offensive linemen, people around him to protect him. He drafted his center of the future, with Lloyd Cushenberry. Why you need a tackle, dog? You need a tackle. That means you're gonna have to play Garrett Bowles. He is so inconsistent, a waste of a draft pick. You have to pay him, I think, $12.5 million next year, and he hadn't started 10 games in his entire career. But you drafted him a top 10 pick 3 years ago. I think you address the huge hole that you have at left tackle, and you get somebody else. And in turn, they address the wide receiver position. And you already have the best young wide receiver in the entire NFL, which is Sutton. Why not, instead of getting KJ Hamler, get an offensive tackle right there, man? That was rough, man. And I think Drew Lock will be on his back paws a lot this year, depending on Garrett Bowles.
I think he might live to regret that one day.
You think Cushenberry is going to be? Talk to me.
I think Denver did well in this draft, and I think they're trying to keep up with the other two teams that are ahead of them in that division, the Chargers and the Chiefs. They got to be explosive on offense. You got to have weapons, like we mentioned. I think they're going to be a solid team this year, man. I really do.
I agree, but the Chiefs have a really good offensive line, and the Chargers have a really good offensive line. These Broncos don't. And we'll see. And we'll see for sure. We'll see. You up, Jeff? Who you got another
Green Bay Packers. Not because of the Jordan Love pick. That was an excellent choice. Great pick. You got your quarterback of the future because Aaron Rodgers won maybe 2 years. He's not gonna finish his career there. If you can hold on to Jordan Love, it's a perfect pick. It's what they did after that. The A.J. Dillon picks, like stuff like that. Like those are the picks. It's like, what were you trying to prove? You could have got more after Jordan Love, and they didn't do it. So you came out, took your swing for the fences to get your future settled, and then you didn't do anything to help your present. So that's why I picked the Packers.
I agree, Jeff. That's 100%. A.J. Dillon, who's Weezy's guy, that's a reach. You get Josiah DeGore, that's a reach. Those are two huge reaches. So in turn, you do that, and you have one of, if not the best quarterback in his late prime years, and you don't get any help with him. This is the best. Like Lockett said, this is the best wide receiver draft in NFL history. 26 wide receivers went out. You mean to tell me that you didn't get one? Not one?
Not one.
There was great picks in the 5th round. Donovan Peoples-Jones. You don't get him. And then you have to deal with the wide receiver that is what's the kid that played? I never forget. Devin Funchess. He was in Indianapolis, dog. And I know what they're doing with A.J. Dillon. The same thing Weezy wanted the Titans to do with Derrick Henry. A complimentary runner alongside your number one running back. But, dog, that is not it. That is a terrible, terrible draft. And I say when Aaron Rodgers' contract is over with in 2023, might be before that, he'll be gone 100%. Because you didn't help this kid. Funchess?
Yeah. Funchess can't be your number 2.
No, man.
Funchess can't be number 2.
My whole thing with the Green Bay pick is you got to the front office and the coach. You got to know your players, man. And Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers already had a rocky relationship. So you know how Aaron Rodgers is. He's a little sensitive. He's he gets mad when things don't go his way. So you go get a backup quarterback, just slap him in his face, and you don't get him no help. So you know what he's gonna do. Every time you call a play, he's gonna audibly, I don't like that play call, we're gonna do something different. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna make all the dangerous throws just because he thinks he can do it. And he's gonna have a problem with the whole entire year in the quarterback room. Why you make that pass? Because I thought it was a good pass. Why you audible that play? Because I didn't think it was a good play. He's gonna be a complete different dude all because of this pick.
I agree. For everything everybody just said, it's no way you don't give Aaron Rodgers any help when you have a chance to give him the help. At some point, like Jeff said, even if you look past the quarterback, which I wouldn't have taken the quarterback, because like we just said, we know Aaron Rodgers is sensitive. So now you're creating a rift that you don't want to have, especially with your quarterbacks, especially when you know he could, like Jay say, not come back in the next 2 years. Why not go and get him help that he's hadn't had? Like when last time he played with a great receiver? How long ago has he ever? He's never played with a top. That's what I'm saying. He's never played with a top receiver, and you have a chance to get him a receiver that can be good, and then you pass on him in the first round. All right, cool. But then in the second round, you go get a running back. When you had a solid running back, Aaron Jones is okay. He's good enough to do what you need him to do when you have Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback if you give him a weapon. So I just didn't understand what Green Bay was doing at all. It's maybe somebody in the front office doesn't want to see Aaron Rodgers there. And if they don't, this is the way to do it. This is the way to get him out without having to say it. So maybe that's what this play,
the process.
Maybe that's what the play was with this. You know, we tired of Aaron Rodgers. We don't want to deal with him. So we're going to piss him off. We're going to draft the quarterback, and he'll leave on his own. It won't look like we forced him out. We forced him out.
100%. I agree with that, Coach.
Will we see Aaron Rodgers in New England in a couple of years?
No. They're not in the old quarterbacks. They're getting young quarterbacks. No. The thing is with Aaron Rodgers, he'll go back west, play for the Chargers or Raiders or something like that. He's a California kid. He'll go west. 100%. He's not going to England. Too old. I have another loser. The Rams, Weezy.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. Why on earth would the Rams, who are in salary cap hell right now, and you don't have a first-round pick until 2022, use your first 2 picks of the draft on a running back and a wide receiver? Now, I get it. You got to replace Ty Gurley, and you have to replace Brandon Cooks. I get that, which will both, they're getting a little long in the tooth, or in a situation, the knees ain't working the same. They need the Megan Thee Stallion knees. But Cam Akers is immensely talented. And Florida State did not put a team around him to show how great this kid is. But they needed bigger stuff on that team. They had much bigger needs, man. And then right after that, you draft the year before Darrell Henderson, who that's the reason that you were able to get rid of Ty Gurley and feel comfortable. Because of Henderson, you went on a 3rd-round pick and drafted him last year. There's no reason to do that. And then you draft my guy, Van Jefferson, who will be a great wide receiver. But he is Cooper Kupp 2.0. Why would you need 2 Cooper Kupps? They're the same player.
Cooper Kupp gets hurt, Jay. He gets hurt.
No, this is the thing. He got hurt one time, and he tore his ACL. That's a big injury. He's had 1 injury his entire career. He's the top 5 wide receiver. Why would you get another player that's going to stunt his growth? I know.
Stop calling him top 5.
Cooper Kupp is Cooper Kupp, right? Are you preparing not to pay him? Is that what you're doing? Because you're going to slide Van in and get rid of Cooper Kupp? That makes sense. But unless Cam Akers is the second coming of Todd Gurley, the Rams will continue to lose ground in the NFC West, man. Continue to do so. Those are bad picks, very bad picks that didn't fit the need of the program.
What I'm realizing about Sean McVay already, you remember when Sean McVay in the offseason scratched everything and spent all that money on those players? What's the wide receiver? He's still there. He's still there.
Robert Woods,
another wide receiver, played at Clemson.
And
Sammy Watkins.
Who?
Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, Sammy Watkins played there.
Oh, when he played
there 1 year.
Oh, yeah, Sammy Watkins.
Sean McVay doesn't. I don't think he believes in a down year and let's rebuild. He wants to. He's ready to win now. Let's just win now. I don't think he believes in that whole rebuilding stuff.
Here's the thing: you lose the locker room when you drafting players that you go in the 3rd round. Darrell Henderson is a really, really good running back. There's no way that I would draft a running back like Cam Akers. And I get it. The league is set up with 2 backs. Everybody has 2 backs. Hell, the 49ers got 3. We got rid of one of them. So, in turn, I get the pick. I just think that we're giving Sean McVay too much credit for being a football genius. I think he's overstating that, and I think he's doing the exact same thing that's going to eventually get him fired.
Yeah, that genius title got removed. I'm with you on that. I'm not. Yeah, I'm taking that away a long time ago. That was overstated a lot, like you said.
100%.
But I mean, Cam Akers is a Seminole. So if you plug in a Seminole in any position like that, you're gonna win, especially skill position.
That's not true. That's not true. That ain't work. That ain't work. Give me y'all running back.
Dalvin Cook, second best back in the league.
No, get damn lie. You're a damn lie. Mute yourself, Jeff. Mute your damn.
He top 5. He top 5.
Boy,
top 5. He top 5.
He number 5. He might be. He not better than Derrick Henry.
I agree with that.
You got Zeke, you got C-Mac, you got Derrick Henry,
Kamara.
You got Kamara, and you got the kid.
Here's the list:
Saquon,
C-Mac,
Derrick Henry.
That's where it gets rough.
Derrick Henry.
Maybe Derrick Henry, and then you got Dalvin Cook. I got Dalvin Cook at 4 over Derrick Henry.
No.
Just because, only reason because, now, if it's the wing T offense, Derrick Henry's the best. Nothing you can do about it with Derrick Henry with the wing T offense. But when it comes down to being a complete back, Dalvin Cook's better than him as a complete back.
I can give that. Derrick Henry don't play on third down. I give you that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but just straight smash mouth.
You want to talk about
smash mouth?
You want to talk about somebody who hasn't completed a full year in the NFL? It is Dalvin Cook. He hadn't completed a full year in college. Nevertheless, the damn NFL. He is always injured.
But he's talented. When he on the field.
Oh, when he's on the field, he's special.
You know what? Is he better than Le'Veon Bell?
Yeah, he better than Le'Veon Bell.
I hate that Le'Veon didn't play. I hate that Le'Veon went to the Jets because he's not playing meaningful football no time soon. No, and his career's about to be over with.
Y'all know who another loser is?
I got one more too. Go ahead.
I got a couple of
veteran veteran quarterback. Stop. Look at the way that they're doing Cam Newton. My guy, the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton. They hold on to these players until they can't use them anymore, and then you don't set them up for success. If they would have cut both of those guys, which they could have did, it would have been the same amount of dead cap space. The time that they cut Greg Olsen in Carolina, they will both be starting quarterbacks in the NFL right now. I hate the way that they're doing quarterback, especially your veteran quarterbacks who did so much for your team. Look what Cam Newton did for the Panthers. Look what Andy Dalton has done for the Bengals, man. And you send them out like this. You wait until after the draft to cut these guys? Come on.
This was a bad year for QB.
And now I understand why Dak Prescott is doing all he can to get his money. Because let's just say you're pretty much a system type quarterback and you don't have the big fancy arm like all the. That's like Joe Flacco. Remember, Joe Flacco won the Super Bowl one year. Then the next year he held out. He got his money. Just think if Joe Flacco didn't get his money. Where's he at now?
Hey, the crib. Yeah. Huh? This is the thing, though. They get rid of you when they have a quarterback that they think that they can put in, like Drew Lock, and can basically hold the team down for less than the money. Because Flacco's supposed to get $17.5 million. Why in the hell would you do that and you got Drew Lock? You drafted him in the late first round, early second. You got to do that.
Good thing he got his money from Baltimore.
He got his money from Denver, too. He signed a signing bonus in that 1 year. He good. He got some guaranteed bread.
Yeah.
Who you got to lose a lot?
My last one is Jake Fromm and Jacob Eason. You have two great college quarterbacks that you think were going to go second round at the latest or third at worst. When you had Jacob Eason slip to the fourth round to the Colts, he had a good career at Washington. Of course, he left Georgia because he got beat out, but he still went to Washington, had a really good career, productive career. And you have Fromm, who slipped to the fifth round. Like, you couldn't have paid me to believe that Jake Fromm would have gone in the fifth round of this year's draft. I know, Jeff, you happy about it. You know what I'm saying? You looking forward to it. But for the kind of season he had in Georgia, I wouldn't have thought he slipped to the fifth round, especially when you have a quarterback like James Morgan, who went before him. Who would ever thought James Morgan from FIU would go before Jake Fromm in the draft?
I remember watching Jake Fromm lead Georgia to the national championship game. And Justin Fields was coming in the next year. And they said, there's no way this kid is going to play over Jake Fromm. Jake Fromm's a first-round talent, the best quarterback in the entire NFL. Now, granted, you got to also think, only person in front of him was Tua. And then there was no Joe Burrow. Jacob Eason, they had sent him off to damn Washington to get his life together. And Jacob Eason is the better quarterback from the beginning. So nevertheless, you bring in Justin Fields, who's a better quarterback. That set the Georgia football team back, I would say, 10 years. Easy. Because that kid is so special at the quarterback position. And he chose to come there over Florida State, Florida, Michigan, Ohio State from the beginning. And he's a Georgia kid. He wanted to play for his hometown team. And, of course, with Fromm, he's a Georgia kid, too. And they went with the Georgia kid that they wanted. We'll say that for sure.
But you remember, Jacob Eason got hurt.
Yeah, no, for sure. But at the same time, you knew Jacob Eason was a better quarterback than Jake Fromm.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Jake Fromm he's good. He'll be fine, but he's not better than Will Grier, bro. He's not better than Will Grier. He's not a better quarterback than Will Grier. Will Grier's second.
But did you see him drop it to the 5th round though?
Hell no. I mean, but for the same reason that Joe Burrow goes number 1, you're only good as what you have in front of you, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Watch what Joe Burrow does, messes up this entire SEC good look that we have going on. But we're going to get a quarterback drafted soon next year. I think, never mind, I ain't going to say nothing. We'll talk college football.
Watch this, Jeff. Hey, you noticed they didn't have no Gators on that too early draft for it, right? For the first round?
Oh, because we had 3. What are you talking about?
Just saying.
Hey, we had a top 10. Y'all ain't had nobody going top 10 on that team. Y'all ain't gonna win enough games. Top 10.
Hey man, we took a page from y'all book when y'all was, in the slums for a while.
Yeah. Hey, who y'all coach?
What's my man name? What's my man name? I can't never remember his name now.
It ain't Willie Taggart.
Who y'all coach? Who y'all coach?
I can't remember my man's name.
Hey, the ship be sinking. You hear me? That thing done. Hey man, we kept y'all on for a long time, man. On this Zoom, we get to talking. We got to record. Always fun. Anybody else got another loser? No.
Probably the Patriots, but we'll go on to that later.
Good.
I think some small school players.
Oh, you know who was a loser? HBCU prospects, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, they didn't get to do that HBCU combine, and I guarantee, man, Chris Rowland from Tennessee State, man, he was going to get drafted, man, if he was able to compete in that combine. Yeah. So shout out to Chris Rowland, signed for the Falcons, and that'll eventually end up being a situation where I think Chris Rowland plays NFL football for sure.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Players like that, exactly.
Yeah, man, that's a good call, Jeff. We'll be back soon. Figure out how this thing's gonna go. Yeah, man. Tweet us questions throughout the week at Full Sport Press. Don't forget to comment, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the YouTube page, on the iTunes page. Please rate and subscribe. And more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Just tell a friend. Coach, why it's so funny, Coach?
To tell a friend. You, boy. You funny. That's what's so funny. You.
Yeah, you for sure. Weezy.
Everything paid for, baby.
Jeff.
Camera's always on, brother.
Coach Locke.
Get a drummer song.
Most definitely, man. The revolution will be podcasted. We are out. Peace.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Thank you for listening to the Full Sport Press podcast. And don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend.